Hi, so this is a topic which was confusing for me when I was preparing, and I wanted to see if I could explain it in a better way. So there was always a question which wanted us to know the difference between obstructive sleep apnea and central sleep apnea. So here I have drawn a graph which is showing the airflow movement as well as the diaphragmatic and thoracic activity. So let's take obstructive sleep apnea first. You can see an apneic episode, then you have this hyperapnea, and then you have apnea and hyperapnea, then you have apnea. But if you see the thoracic and diaphragmatic movement, they are constant throughout. So even though the respiratory efforts are constant, there seems to be apnea. The reason for this is there is a functional airway obstruction due to the relaxation of the oropharynx or soft palate. So the risk factors include a large neck, large parapharyngeal tissue, obesity. In children, it could be something like adenotonsillitis. So the thing that we should remember is the respiratory efforts are normal, but still apnea occurs due to this functional airway obstruction. Now coming to chain stroke breathing. Here in chain stroke breathing, we can see that there is apnea, a crescendo decrescendo breathing, apnea, crescendo decrescendo breathing, apnea. So it's a cyclical pattern. When you come to the thoracic as well as the diaphragmatic activity, here also there is a cessation in the thoracic activity, then a crescendo decrescendo breathing pattern happens. Again there is a cessation in the thoracic activity, then crescendo decrescendo breathing pattern happens, and then there is cessation. So the thing that we should remember here is in chain stroke breathing there is a cyclical breathing pattern. There is a cyclical breathing pattern and it alternates between apnea and hyperapnea. So there is a small mnemonic for us to remember in terms of chain stroke breathing, that is 3 C's. That is congestive heart failure, CNS abnormalities, opioids, and all these will proceed to bring on chain stroke breathing. So this is the difference between obstructive sleep apnea and apnea. If I had to summarize in a single thing, so in obstructive sleep apnea, the efforts are there, but still there is functional obstruction. Whereas in central sleep apnea, the efforts itself is cyclical in pattern. So that is why there is apnea and hyperapnea. Now there is a small concept that we must be clearer in terms of obesity hyperventilation syndrome. So what is the difference between obesity hyperventilation syndrome and obstructive sleep apnea? In obstructive sleep apnea, when you are awake, your PaO2 and PaCO2 are normal. Whereas in obesity hyperventilation syndrome, though there are no apneas, there is constant hypoapnea. So even when you are awake, your PaO2 is less and PaCO2 is high. So it is constant both throughout the day and night. So this is otherwise known as Pickwickian syndrome. So I have tried my best to explain the difference between obstructive sleep apnea, central sleep apnea, and obesity hyperventilation syndrome. Hope it helps you guys. Thank you.